I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I'd like to talk about the country of Germany and what's going to be happening for 2019. And I base this information on the charts that I have for the country, as well as the chart for the leader, which is Angela Merkel. And first of all, let's go to the chart of Angela Merkel and assess what could be going on this year based on her chart for the country Germany. So I have her born July 17th, 1954, and the time that I'm using is 6:38 p.m. in Hamburg in Germany. Now her ascendant, what sets up the whole chart according to her time of birth, is in Sagittarius. So her ascendant is 0 degrees, just entered into that sign. And anyone that has Sagittarius as their ascendant is having kind of a rough year, or things are just pretty intense. And that is because Saturn's been in Sagittarius. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a year of responsibility. It's a year of pressure. It's a year of a lot of work. But what's going to happen in March when K2 joins forces with Saturn in the sign of Sagittarius? They're coming into her first house. But most significantly, look at her chart. Not only does she just have a Sagittarius ascendant, she's got Mars and Rahu in Sagittarius. And I might add, look at the sign of Gemini in her 7th house. Mercury, Jupiter, K2 in Gemini. These signs are going to be so heavily activated this summer because what's happening is around May 8th through around June 24th, Mars will be in Gemini. And Mars will come together with Rahu around 15 degrees in June. But in May, it's going to be really triggering a lot of things in her chart because her Mars being 3 degrees of Sagittarius, Mars is in Sagittarius in her first house. And transiting Mars is going to trigger that by opposition. Now, it is also going to be triggering her Mercury, her Jupiter, and her K2, the transiting Mars in Gemini. So what I foresee is the 7th house in a leader's chart represents opponents. The opponents, it is like I see Germany is kind of under siege. It has prospects that look like war. I don't think it's a literal out war, but it's going to feel like it. It's going to feel like it because I see a lot of anger, a lot of strifes, a lot of political and religious outbursts and attacks. So Germany is under direct pressure, and that's why Saturn is causing all of this. So I'm getting, though, watch around June, early June, particularly to mid-June. There's going to be some serious attacks. And I'm going to say that around the 5th of June through the 15th, watch out. Because that's going to be when the Mercury and the Jupiter will be triggered. Maybe around the 18th of June. So all of this is going to be affecting her chart deeply. Now notice that her Rahu is in Sagittarius and her K2 is in Gemini. So what she's going to have is what I call a nodal inversion, where transiting Rahu's on natal K2 and vice versa, transiting K2 is on natal Rahu. So they're flip-flopped. And this means there's always a big change in someone's life, a reversal of something where you have to change your mind and you change your opinion and you change your direction because of it. This is going to happen this year for her, most definitely. And another thing I might add that is intense, Jupiter is transiting in the 12th house this whole year. That does mean a completion, bringing things to an end, finishing up old projects that have been initiated. But the 12th house deals with foreigners and foreign countries. And there is a lot that Germany has to bring together in terms of union, in terms of support, in terms of banding together with what is necessary to help this country. So I see it is necessary that Germany joins forces with the other countries in Europe. And as I've been saying, there is so much going on in France. Germany and France have a lot of work to do together. They're going to have to form an alliance together. And the other European countries, and I'm still searching for some information to make the necessary predictions I'm going to make for England, but I'm not there yet. I haven't found the proper birth data for the people that I base my predictions, but once I'm ready, I'll include England in this analysis. But if I could say this, it looks like the United States, Germany, and France, and China are coming under the worst pressure in 2019. Now, I have the chart for Germany. It's in Berlin, and it's probably when the Berlin Wall was brought down. But the chart I'm using for Germany is October 3rd, 1990. This was probably when things were put into legally put into action for Germany at midnight in Berlin. So looking at this chart, Saturn is at 25 degrees of Sagittarius. What that means is there's a Saturn return here. This is where responsibility and change must occur. This is a new regime, a new responsibility that's being taken on, because Saturn's coming back to this point where Germany opened up and joined forces with East and West. So Saturn K2 will be on the natal Saturn here in this chart. And if this time is correct, this is in the 8th house. The 8th house is the house of radical shifts and changes. This is not an easy time. No, it's not. But it is what's necessary. And it's happening all over the world, that there's a breakdown and a change in the legalities and the law and the borders and the people. It is a time when we need to have union, but union about what makes each country special, unique, instead of the broad connection of everyone being the same. I think a lot of countries are wanting to take back their identity. But at the same time, it's almost impossible in this day's age. Because it's global. We all think, feel the same. Maybe not politically or religiously, but we essentially do. We wear the same clothes. We have all sorts of different foods in every country, not just the dress and the food for that country anymore. All I'm saying is we become global. That's what it is. And now with this dimension added on, there has to be some regulations that help us to live better lives together. And that's the whole issue. With all the changes that have been happening, no one knows what kind of rules or regulations can make the world better. So therefore, there aren't any rules or regulations. This does cause chaos. Rules and regulations simply give order. Maybe a lot of people don't like them, and some people do. Never going to make everyone happy. Never. But you make the majority happy. That's what we're going for. So this is what I'm seeing. This world is changing monumentally, globally, all over the world. But looking at Merkel's chart, boy, is Germany in for a transformational time. Now, looking at the economy in Germany, with the moon, Angela Merkel's moon being in Capricorn, well, Saturn is going to go into Capricorn in a year, in January of 2020. There's going to be major eclipses the end of the year. As a matter of fact, major solar eclipse December 26th of 2019 in her first house, changing everything, the direction, the course of her plan. Yes, her plans are about to change probably 180 degrees different. She may not say it, but it's changing by the actions. And as most political leaders do, they deny it, even though that's what they're doing. Now, with the moon being in Capricorn in her second house, when Saturn goes there, Germany will go through a transformation financially. There's going to be some shifts and changes that will put problems on their economy. But as Jupiter joins forces, this will be March through June of 2020, you're going to see where where we have to pull in the belt a little bit, will start to give a good effect. And I'm going to say by the year of 2021, Germany will be doing wonderfully financially. But the year before that, it's going to be strapped. It's going to be hard. The economy is going to change, and it's not going to be easy. And those in Germany are going to feel strapped all the more. But it's all for a purpose. It will all change and get better. The regulations, the shifts, probably the taxes and the things that have to change are going to feel tighter in 2020. But will give more opportunity, much more opportunity for the country by 2021. That will be where Germany will make a turnaround and be prosperous again. And Merkel, she's got a pretty powerful chart, I have to say, with exalted Saturn in her 11th house. This is a lot of hard work. And I think she means well, but she's got to change, and she will. And the global countries of Europe, European countries, are going to band together with a new right, with a new convergence, with a new plan that initially will be difficult. Change always is. And there will be rebellion. There'll be attacks. There's going to be protests. If you think there's a lot of them in France, I think Germany is going to have more in the summer. But it's always that things have to come to a head before they can clear up. So a lot is about to happen this summer around the heart of Europe. Watch and see. The necessary changes are about to come, and they're about to heal. This is what needs to happen. And you're going to find that leadership and those that have led the countries may not lead the countries for that much longer, because there's a radical change of transformation with the type of leaders that will be in charge. Not only in France, Germany, China, Russia, all these countries, everything will change. And most specifically, the biggest changes will be happening in the United States. Watch and see. 2019-2020 are the years of major change. So with that, I'd like to close. If you'd like to learn more about me, you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Or if you would like to learn Vedic astrology, go to my university website, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.